What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It is your boy Stevie B with this week's haul video. Probably going to be the last big haul that I'll have for a couple weeks. Mainly, y'all know how you get, how your bills come due every month, and this week is light on the bills. This next week's light. And then there's that 1 week of the month that you got a couple of them come all at once, man. Just swallow that paycheck whole. That is this week. So, going to be a pretty light one next week. So, keep in mind for that. Just got done doing the live with my buddy Ryan Boone. Unfortunately, Jason, the comic book preacher, couldn't make it to that one. He's a little under the weather. So, Jason, if you're watching, man, hope you get to feeling better pretty soon. And we will definitely get together again and do another live. But if you didn't watch the live, it was another birthday thing. I know what y'all are saying to yourself, just, good God, are you like just milking this birthday thing to death, aren't you? But here's how it goes. When you have a birthday, you got family and your friends. Your family wants to do something, and then your spouse or your girlfriend, in my case, they want to do something. You got two sets of friends, and they want to do something. So, you get booked one weekend, then you got to work. So you gotta postpone another one for another weekend. So that's what happened. The Ryan and comic book preacher video, we couldn't make it happen last weekend, the weekend of my birthday. So we made plans to get together the following weekend. So that's what it is. So now don't give me no crap in there about milking the birthday thing. Believe me, birthdays aren't that as exciting at my age anymore as they used to be. It's not all balloons, puppets, and clowns. And when you're 55, it's like, oh God, 1 year closer to death. So anyway, had a good time. If you couldn't make the live, go check out the rewind. You will not believe what I got. We opened a box, of course, from Jedi Farce from 616 Comics. Cool little mystery box. Panned out really good. So I think Jedi Farce wanted to see how good it was so he could determine whether or not he wants to buy one for himself. I recommend them. I think they put together good boxes. So there you go. Anyway, but let's get into this haul because, like I said, it's pretty sizable. We'll try to do it without knocking my camera offline. But we'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. And Velcro. Alright, but anyway, first up, this is a book that one of them influencers that everybody hates convinced me I needed to buy. So I bought one, and that influencer would be Comic Vantage. Oh, Lewis, you gotta read it. You gotta read it. It is so good. The Nemesis books are so good. But this is Mark Miller and Jorge Jimenez, Nemesis Reloaded, with it's like a second series of this book. And I'm gonna read it, and if it's any good, I may go back and pick up the first mini of this. According to Comic Vantage, this cover was actually supposed to come out on the first mini series of this book, and DC kind of put a halt to it and shut it down. Wasn't gonna let them do it. So apparently they worked it out, and they were able to release the cover on the second mini. So really cool cover, little Joker-esque, if you will, but cool cover. I will give it a read. Comic Vantage, Lewis and I, we have similar tastes. So if he says it's a pretty good read, then I'm more inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt and give it a shot. So Cool book. Hard cover to get a hold of, honestly. I mean, those things sold out pretty fast. And so I almost had to go to the secondary market and find one on eBay, and they were pretty scarce to get a hold of. But so happy I got one. Anyway, next up we got Batman One Bad Day, Bane #1. I have not been getting these One Bad Day books, or Batman books for that matter, because I'm suffering from Batman burnout. But I did pick this one up, and I picked this one up for it's a first appearance of a character called Grudge. And I just, from looking at the pictures of that character, he looks pretty badass. I mean, is he gonna be a major key, a major villain? Who knows? But it's a cool character, and he's actually an enemy of Bane. So, if they take off with Bane, Bane's like, I think that he's the one character that's not got his own ongoing series. So I'm kind of shocked about that. If he ever does, he's going to need a rogues gallery, and there you go. So first appearance of Grudge, and the Flash 791. Got this. This is the first cameo appearance of Ms. Murder, but I got it because I love that cover. I'll pick up the next one too, be the first full, but I'll pick it up. These are my Midtown haul, by the way. Okay, well, that Nemesis was at eBay. It just got thrown on top for some reason. Anyway, next up from Midtown, Venom #15. And I had to get this because this is a homage to one of my favorite Spider-Man covers, ASM 375. And it's a gorgeous cover. So, total cover buy, not going to lie. I mean, I'm picking up the Venoms anyway, but I had to have this cover. That is gorgeous. Look at there, right next to. It's right next to its little homage. So, cool cover. This one I got because it is it's a first appearance of Ash, which DC keys, like I said, they kind of fall flat. But I got this one because it was a little nostalgic for me. Brought back a little taste of the 90s back then with one of the absolute dumbest versions of Superman they ever put together. And that was Electric Blue Superman. But this is DC Universe Lazarus Planet, Assault on Krypton #1, where Superboy John Kent becomes Electric Blue Superman. The nostalgia in it just made me want to jump on one and get one. So I got it. I don't know that's where John Kent's going to land as Blue Superman. I don't think so. Curious to see now that Superman is back where John Kent ends up landing, what kind of character he becomes. I don't think this is it. I think it's just a transitional thing, but still kind of cool. And I've been getting these Titans United Blood Pack #5. I think this is the last one. And this Derek Chew cover. But I really like the covers on these. They highlight each member of the Titans, and this is the Robin one, of course. So I dug it. And coming up on the final stretch of this Hulk run, Otley has been doing these, I believe, and this is #11, and this run will end on #14, so I'll go ahead and finish the run. I'm kind of glad to see it, and it needs to move on. Somebody else needs to take over. I haven't really been enjoying these that much, just me. And then Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man #4. I don't know. It's part of that dark webs. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. My bad. This is what I was trying to say. It was like a darker version of Spider-Man. I have not cracked these open yet. I really need to. I'm really getting bad about not reading as much as I should. But it's just, man, time constraints. If I want to put together content for you guys, I've got one day to myself that I can actually do it, and that's Mondays. So I jam a lot of content in on Mondays. So I do what I can. And the last book from Midtown is Frank Miller's Pandora, #1. #1, I grabbed this because it is Frank Miller. #2 is, it is signed by Frank Miller and Emma Kubert. The heartbreaker is, and I will show you, is that it is not signed on the cover, but on the inside cover. And I know a lot of you are going to go, well, that's great, then they don't screw up the artwork. But Frank Miller is one of the legends in the comic book business that I admire a whole lot. And I'm not an autograph guy. I'm not a signed guy, really. I don't go after signed books. But I always said, when it comes down to the legends, of comics, Frank Miller is one. I mean, if you can get a Frank Miller signature, George Perez signature, John Romita or Jr. signature, Todd McFarlane, or any, something like that, I am not going to turn my nose up at it. But this was $8 on Midtown, and it comes with a COA. And like I said, it's heartbreaking that the signature isn't on the cover for me, because I really wanted to display that with Frank Miller's signature on it. But he is one of the legends whose signature I've always wanted to get on a book, and I got one, albeit not exactly what I had in mind, but I'm sure that's why it was $8, because it's on the inside, because Frank Miller's signature commands a lot bigger premium than $8. Anyway, that does it for the Midtown haul. Next up, I went on Whatnot, and I got a stack of books from Whatnot. So that is pretty much the rest of the haul, is my Whatnot haul. And I know all y'all hate Whatnot and blah 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 and all this, but there's a lot of people on there. They're just on there trying to sell books and not trying to get rich, not trying to promote the latest Whatnot exclusive or whatever. They're just trying to move some books to fund the hobby. And so I don't mind going on there and buying once in a while. I try to stay away from, because let's face it, if you go after on the influencers channel, so the Nerdy Girls, the Comic Tom 101s, the Spider-Man booth, the Comics Elite, stuff like that, there's 5 gazillion people in those auctions. You are not going to get anything cheap. So, a little pro tip for you. Go on there, find somebody that's got 4 or 5 people in their auction, and you can get some really good deals. Now, this guy, on the other hand, he had some really good deals, but he misrepresented the condition of these books just a little bit. His idea of, VF to, VF minus, or more like, these are mid-grade. These are going to be mid-grade copies. Most all of these. But we'll go through them. First up, just these bunch of Justice League of America books I bought, because I like that run. I'm trying to get a lot of that run together. But this is Justice League number 113. And it is a first appearance of Sandy the Golden Boy, which, I think has been optioned. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sandy the Golden Boy, the movie, has been optioned somewhere, I think, right? No, maybe not. All right. Anyway, like I said, he said this thing was a VF plus, and I mean, it's in Mylar. but I mean, corners missing, ripped up there, for stretch mark or stress lines, color breaking stress lines all over it. Definitely not a VF copy. Dirty. The back copy is torn too. The top of that thing's got rips in it. It's hard to see. Mylar makes everything look like magic. But anyway, I'm not going to go. Let's just say that 90% of these are mid-grade copies. But that's fine. They're still cool. You know, I didn't spend a lot of money on them. So anyway, but Justice League of America number 117. You can see the spine ticks from there. I mean, not a VF by any stretch. Then 118. There's a couple of them that were in good condition. 119. These aren't one of them. 120. This one's not in bad condition, but still not a VF. Still not very fine. Still mid-grade, upper mid-grade. 121. This thing's beat to hell. This is a low grade. You can see the water damage stained up all there. I mean, this one is, yeah, water damage right there. Big old stain all over it there. I mean, this thing is far from very fine. This, I would put this thing in a 3.5, if that. Anyway, I digress. Now, this one is one of them that I was really wanting. I love the yellow cover. And it is, this one here might be one of the few that is actually in a VF condition. VF minus, maybe. But it's Justice League of America number 127. Love that cover. Superman knocking the shit right out of Hal Jordan. It's got to make Food's naughty parts tingle right there. And this is another one that I was really wanting. This one not VF. This one's mid-grade at best. And if you cleaned and pressed this thing, you could probably eke it up to about a 6.5. But it's got spine roll really bad. Anyway, it's 125. And I love that cover, that Two-Face on the cover. Loved it. So really disappointed that one didn't come out good. And next up was number 130. Now this one's not in bad condition. This one might hit a VF minus. Needs a new bag. I didn't put this one in a new bag. That bag's, the wrinkles you're seeing is in the bag. It's an old bag. Then Justice League JLA number 131. This one's upper mid-grade. And 132. This one's in pretty good condition. This one's got a little bit of tanning, but I mean, it probably hit a 7. With a clean and a press, maybe a 7.5. 134. This one's got a big subscription crease all the way down the center. But other than that, it could press out if you wanted to. I'm not going to, it's not a book worth spending the money to press out. But if you did press it out, it might hit a VF minus. And 150. That one's in decent condition. Again, like I said, if you wanted to clean it and press it, probably hit a 7.5. 154. This one's probably in the best shape of all of them, except somebody got an ink little number 6 written on it. Other than that, spine's in pretty good condition. Everything else is in pretty good condition. 155. Cool cover. Really dig that one. This one's in really good condition, actually. This one definitely, even without a press or whatever, would probably still hit a 7.5. With a press, might even hit an 8. An 8.5. Pretty good condition. Then the 158. And this one's a little mid-grade. And 159, last of the Justice League books. 159. That one looks like the cover staple is almost detached, so low grade copy. All right, he also had some other books that I wanted. And these are in decent shape. I'm happy to report that these are in pretty good shape. But he had Web of Spider-Man #2. I mean, I would give that an 8.5. If you wanted to clean it and press it, might even get up to a 9. Then Web of Spider-Man #6. Same with this one. Really good shape. Cleaning the press would probably bump it up to almost like a near mint minus 9. Something like that. 9.2. And then Web of Spider-Man #9. Also, real decent copy. Some of that black Spider-Man goodness there. And #10. That one's in real good condition too. So, get some run fillers for my Web of Spider-Man that I didn't have. So, and then apparently, whoever spent the most on his auction, he had 2 bonus books that he was going to throw in. And oddly enough, the 2 bonus books are probably worth more than the whole stack of books that I just showed you. So, you can't be too mad at it, because apparently I spent the most, and which tells me not too many, he didn't have too many buyers. But first up, we got Wonder Woman #9. And this is the first appearance of Barbara Minerva Cheetah. So I was stoked to get that. I don't have that, and I love that one. That'll definitely be PC bound. And they're all PC bound. I bought them, but most of them are going to be placeholders probably until I get something better. And then I have a copy of this, but this one I have looked over. And this is actually a 9.8 candidate if you was to get it graded. This thing is crispy, clean. I didn't see a single thing wrong with it, but it's a pretty good little key. And this is Batman 497, and it is the first print. The infamous breaking of the bat. So those throw-ins were actually probably worth the money that I spent. So I can't be too mad. But anyway, yeah, pretty big run of books there. I'm not gonna lie. My next one, you guys are gonna be surprised, is probably gonna be really small, like 5-6 books if I'm lucky. So, enjoy that last long haul there, and we'll be doing some shorter ones next time. Anyway, that is gonna do it. Comment what you thought. I like to hear from you guys. What was your favorite? You know, think I got burned? Think I get crappy books for no reason? Let me know. I'm always like to hear you. But before you go, always make sure you do all those YouTube things we love for you to do. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do the hustle, do the electric slide, do all that stuff. But that's going to do it for this one, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.